Hi, I'm Desiree Williams, Newport News resident, health professional, and marathon runner. And can you believe it? We are in training for the 3rd annual Newport News One City Marathon. With me is Jim Borey, City Manager for the City of Newport News, and Tom Cosgrove, Manager of Corporate Citizenship with Newport News Shipbuilding. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Jim, we are in training for the 3rd annual Newport News One City Marathon on March 12th, 2017. Can you tell us how this has really put Newport News on the map?
You know, Des, we have had more than 27 states represented last year in the marathon, so we've had people from not only this country, but others as well. 3 countries were represented, and that's pretty amazing. We've also had over $40,000 raised for charities, which is really very special and something that is the signature piece of our race here. But in addition to that, the whole community has really embraced the health and wellness notion. And we see people doing things that they wouldn't do otherwise. So we think it's made such an impact in our community, such a very positive impact. And we couldn't be more delighted with the first 2 years, and we know the 3rd year is even going to be more special.
Right, and we really have the community getting involved and getting out there. Can you tell us about some other ways that the community gets involved in this event?
So in addition to the races themselves, we have a health and wellness fair, and that event is on Friday afternoon and Saturday, so people will flock to the Denby Community Center for that. But there's also an opening event at Downing Gross. That is on Friday night, which has been an amazing amount of entertainment and artwork. And of course, King Lincoln Park, our Saturday event, has been awesome as well. But with all that, what really helps make this possible are our sponsors. And our leading sponsor, really sponsoring the whole weekend, Newport Shipbuilding, has been an awesome partner.
That's right, Tom. So Newport News Shipbuilding is joining us now for the 3rd year in a row as our presenting sponsor for the One City Marathon. So can you tell us how the marathon weekend really aligns with the mission and the goals of Newport News Shipbuilding?
Well, absolutely, Desi, and we are so excited to be back for the 3rd year of this great event. 2016 for Newport News Shipbuilding is a really exciting year for us because it's our 130th anniversary, which is just a remarkable length of time, and over those 130 years we've had no better partner than the City of Newport News. And so when this marathon was just a concept 2 years ago, we were excited to jump in and be a part of it, and every year it's gotten bigger and better, and we know that the 2017 marathon will be the best one yet, so we're really excited that it'll once again be the One City Marathon presented by Newport News Shipbuilding.
So we know Marathon Weekend is all about health and wellness for the city, but that's a pretty important initiative with Newport News Shipbuilding too, right?
Newport News Shipbuilding, we have over 20,000 employees who are engaged in building the world's greatest ships, and that takes a lot of physical labor, and we need our employees to be coming into work ready to go every day and ready to work in small spaces, work in all types of weather. So their health and wellness is certainly very important to us. In order to encourage health and wellness, we have a lot of initiatives. This year we were excited back in March to open our Family Wellness Center, our Family Health Center, which is right on Washington Avenue, right across from one of our main gates. And it offers our employees opportunities to come to see a doctor, to have physical therapy, to go to a pharmacy, really anything that it takes to maintain their health and wellness, they can do right there on site and have quality care with a convenient schedule and at a low cost. We have a program called Interactive Health, which does programming throughout the year to help our employees talk about physical activity, nutrition, and to offer opportunities to them to pursue those types of goals. They started a farmers market this year to provide employees with access to healthy, nutritious food. So everything we do really is focused around health and wellness and keeping our employees safe and healthy, and the marathon is certainly a great complement to that effort.
Well, Newport News Shipbuilding is certainly practicing what they preach, and we so appreciate having you all support the Newport News One City Marathon for the 3rd year in a row. Right, Jim?
Absolutely. And, you know, Desiree, we're really so delighted also to have many of our returning sponsors coming back. Riverside Health System is once again sponsoring the Wellness Expo. Anthem is sponsoring the 8K. The Daily Press is sponsoring the Nautical Mile. Those are just absolutely all awesome. And of course, after the race is over on Sunday, the celebration that we have that Town Bank is sponsoring is just wonderful in addition to that. Further, we've got first-time sponsors from last year, Continental and Liebherr, and they're coming back again as well. So we couldn't be more delighted, and we would encourage others to be part of our effort.
Awesome. Every year, the city gets more and more involved. So you briefly mentioned the Health and Wellness Expo. Is that returning to Denby Community Center again?
It will be. There was a great venue for it. We found out that we had much more space, and people went to Denby sometimes for the first time and saw the great asset that we have there. So it allowed us to do some things we weren't able to do in the past. So it will be back again on Friday and Saturday at the Denby Community Center.
Awesome. I'm sure bigger and better than ever. It certainly improves every year. So everybody is in training for the Newport News One City Marathon. What are your employees at Newport News Shipbuilding doing to get ready?
Engaging our employees is another important reason why we sponsor this event, and our employees are in training all the time. We have our own Newport News Shipbuilding 5K that we do every year in the spring, and we're really targeting a lot of the people who ran in that race and encouraging them to come back and run in the 8K and go a little further and push themselves a little more and continue that training throughout the year. We're encouraging our shipbuilders to come out and run in the marathon if they're ready to do that, and our interactive health program is putting on training programs and providing training manuals to help our shipbuilders and their families build up towards running 26.2 miles. So we're working with our shipbuilders year-round. We're encouraging them to come out, to run, to push themselves, to bring their families out, and if they're not able to run or if they don't feel ready, to at least come out and volunteer and cheer along the route and to really be a part of this big citywide celebration.
Well, as the largest employer in the city of Newport News, it sounds like Newport News Shipbuilding will certainly be out there in full force. So Jim, tell us what the city's doing to encourage employees to participate.
We have so many people that first off volunteer. Hundreds of folks from the city that volunteer. Of course, we've had over 800 volunteers citywide, so there's a lot of participation in that way as well. But what's really so critical and important are young folks, and you know that the Nautical Mile attracts a tremendous number of young people. So our Parks and Recreation Department, once again, will have this program that they do the 26-mile run, and they do successive weeks, 25 successive weeks of doing a mile. And then that next race, that next mile, is the nautical mile, and that makes them the 26 miles. Actually, 26.2 or close to it. So that will once again be a really integral part of this as well. The school district has been engaged in addition with their kids. So we expect that we're even going to have more children. And it builds a base of physical activity that they wouldn't be getting otherwise. Very special.
Absolutely. I love that Marathon Mania program put on by the city that is really connecting our students and our young people with physical fitness and literacy, both really important aspects for our kids. So as a runner, I know there are only so many marathons you can do in one season, but there are options for our runners, right?
Well, absolutely. And at the shipyard, we encourage our runners to form teams, whether those are teams within their departments or teams within their families, that they can do the full marathon course as a relay and pass off between people, or to come out and do the 8K. We host a 5K every year, and we're encouraging the people who do that to come out and run the 8K and push themselves a little further and do a little more.
That option for the relay has been extremely popular, and we think that's going to continue to grow. We've got a lot of teams within the city itself of folks that are competing for that best city team as well. So we're going to look at that. Maybe I'll do a relay this year. The first year, I ran the marathon, and last year the 8K. Ran with my wife, and I'm not sure what I'll do this year, but maybe I'll challenge you to run the marathon again, Des.
Oh, are you looking in my direction? I
Just
didn't
don't
expect
look
the
at me.
conversation to go there. You can run too. We can all form a team together.
There you go.
And that makes it a great family event, right?
Well, absolutely. And of course, then there's the nautical mile also that we didn't mention, which is also a great option for people who are just starting out and getting into running or walking and trying to boost their physical activity in the spring. The nautical mile provides a great option for them also.
Well, this sounds like the perfect opportunity for us to give our viewers a little bit of information about how they can register for any of the weekend events. And when we get back, we'll be joined with Jim and Tom again to talk about the charitable component of the Newport News One City Marathon. Welcome back to Newport News One City Marathon. We are in training for the 2017 One City Marathon, and with us again is the city manager, Jim Borey, and Tom Cosgrove of Newport News Shipbuilding. So Tom, this event is a great motivator and really validation for getting healthy, but it also gives back to the community, right?
Well, absolutely, Desi, and that's one of the great things about the One City Marathon and one of the components of it that Newport News Shipbuilding is so excited about. It does give back to charities every year, and as the largest corporate citizen in the city, Newport News Shipbuilding has always been very focused on how we serve the community and how we give back both with our dollars and with employee volunteer time. And so we're really excited by what the One City Marathon has done for charities over the past 2 years and what it's going to do again this year.
And tell us about some of the charities in the past.
Well, for the last 2 years, it's been really terrific charities supported. The food bank has been supported victims of domestic assault and violence. The Mayor's Book Club. It's really been an array, but it's really been focused on really making a difference in our community.
And we just made the announcement, right, from this year's charities.
We did. That was exciting. And this year we're going to focus on services for youth, which really have so many challenges in our community, and we're very excited about those charities.
We actually have some video from this year's announcement, so let's take a look.
This year's charitable partnership process started early to allow more opportunities, to increase awareness, to engage supporters, and yes, to raise funds. 3 youth development nonprofits have been selected as the 2017 One City Marathon Charitable Partners. First, the mission of Alternatives, Inc. is to inspire the inherent potential of all youth, to reach their potential, and to inspire adults to recognize this same potential. The Center for Child and Family Services has been assisting Newport News residents since 1943. The center provides conflict resolution and job readiness skills for at-youth risk, financial literacy courses, and mental health therapy for families, as well as offender re-entry programs. Last year, more than 1,000 Newport News residents were assisted through the center. And finally, Parents Against Bullying is a grassroots organization that strives to prevent bullying and provide support to youth and families affected. In just a short period of time, they have made a lasting impact in our community. Parents Against Bullying facilitates ongoing mentorships, workshops, and weekly group meetings, and hosts large awareness campaigns. Over 2,300 Newport News residents participated last year.
The contributions to charity really are very important. They really meet critical needs in our community. We really want to pick charities that giving that money will make a real difference in their organizations. Not necessarily really large organizations that you're not going to really notice it, but certainly those that provide key services, and those that giving will really make a big difference. We're excited this year about that. And last year alone, we had over $20,000 given, and we think we're going to exceed that this year. Lots of different ways for folks to give, lots of options.
Wow, so that's a significant number. So I'm sure our runners at home want to know, how can they donate?
And there's lots of ways they can do that. They can donate when they sign up to run the race, or they can donate by just going on the site itself. They can make all kinds of contributions directly to the charities if they want. Part of the reason for us wanting the charities recognized is so that the visibility of what they do is more aware in the community, and we can really make a difference with that.
And Jim, you're right. The charitable component of this is so important. At Newport News Shipbuilding, we really like to focus on charities that impact youth and make a difference for young people, because we know they're going to be our future shipbuilders, and they're going to be the people who are going to be leading the city one day. And these 3 charities are really terrific opportunities for people to give back to the community and to help our youth and become the leaders of tomorrow. So raising awareness for these charities really is an important part of the marathon, and something that we're excited to assist with.
And really giving back to our hometown is really what makes the Newport News One City Marathon so special, don't you think?
It really emphasizes the one city component of it and bringing everyone together for part of a common cause.
Well, giving back to our hometown is really what makes the Newport News One City Marathon so special. So Jim, thank you again for the vision, and Tom, you for your continued support of the Newport News One City Marathon. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break and again give our viewers information on how to register and of course donate to support those local charities. And when we get back, we've got more in training for the Newport News One City Marathon 2017. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We are in training for the Newport News One City Marathon, March 10th through 12th, 2017. Joining me today is Elizabeth Gates, Marketing Director for Flat Out Events, our race management company, and Ken Holmes of Point 2 Running. Welcome.
Thanks.
Elizabeth, a huge congratulations for all the success that you and your team have had. We've heard about the marathon and how great it's been for our sponsors and our charitable partners. But you have a little bit of insight about what this means for runners too.
Definitely. Our mantra for the race is "You've never been welcomed like this," and that's something that we're really proud of. We want to showcase Newport News as not only one great city, but one great hospitable city. And we've really been able to showcase that. We've had runners from 26 states, 2 different countries, and our course is also a flat, fast Boston qualifying course. And so with that, we've been really fortunate to have a lot of those runners actually qualify for the Boston Marathon. We've had great support from the community with all the neighborhoods coming out and cheering people on. And it's just been really exciting to really have the city unite as one city.
Right, and so Ken, this is kind of where Point 2 comes in as well.
Precisely. We're a running company, so the more people we can get involved in running, the better.
So can you mention the training programs? What all do those types of programs entail?
So we have 3 different programs, one for the marathon, one for the marathon relay, and one for the maritime 8K. Each of those programs, the marathon is going to be 16 weeks long, the marathon relay and the 8K are going to be 10 weeks long. Each member that signs up for the program will receive a training booklet that'll include their training program, and other little tips and tricks to kind of help them along the way. We'll offer monthly clinics and seminars. The participants will have access to a certified USA track and field coach, and we'll have supported runs for them once a week. The marathon program will start on November the 14th, and then the 8K and relay programs will start on January 2nd. To sign up, simply all you have to do is go to our website, runpoint2.com, and all the information will be right there.
Wow, so you're giving all kinds of resources. There's really no excuse not to get involved.
Exactly, and the One City Marathon is really proud to partner with Point 2 Running Company because of their emphasis on making these training teams accessible to runners of all talent levels and experience. We think it's really important to expose running to even if you're a new runner of 1 month or if you've been running your entire life. And we're really proud that they're emphasizing that in their training teams.
Cross-training can also be a really great way to get ready for a race. What other types of workouts are you encouraging people to get involved with?
Certainly. We definitely recommend all of our runners going to the gym or even going to their local YMCA to sort of help them prepare to get ready for the long road that's ahead. Riding a bicycle, swimming, doing any sort of aerobic classes are all going to be great to help them prepare for training for the marathon or the relay or the 8K.
So one of the great things about the One City Marathon is that we're really getting runners of all ages, including our youngest citizens, our kids. So one of my favorite parts is always Marathon Mania, because I feel so passionate about getting kids active at an early age. So will that be reactivated in 2017?
Definitely, and we're so excited to be partnering with the Newport News Youth Programs again for Marathon Mania. Last year there were over 600 children who participated, and we're expecting those numbers to be higher than ever this year. The program is really exciting, and it's so encouraging when you see that sea of yellow shirts out there running the nautical mile. It's hard to stand on the sidelines and not be motivated and encouraged by seeing these young students being fit and active. And really, running is a skill that can take them through the rest of their lives. And so it's really cool to see them get started this young with running.
And it's not bad for your business either, is it, Ken?
Of course. Having runners of all different ages and abilities join us for training, it benefits everybody in the community. And, maybe one day we can see them as well at the starting line of the One City Marathon.
Right. So thank you, Elizabeth, again for being here. Thank you, Ken. And thank all of you for joining us. We are officially in training for the Newport News One City Marathon 2017. Stay tuned to NNTV, your official marathon station. And join us March 10th through 12th, 2017, as we celebrate and show the world that we are one great city.